I'm incredibly excited to announce that I've officially accepted an assistant professor of chemistry and biochemistry position at Loyola Marymount University, or LMU, which is an undergraduate-centered institution in Los Angeles. Similarly to St. Mary's, it's undergraduate focused and places an emphasis on excellent teaching. But it's bigger than St. Mary's, so it's got about over 7,000 undergraduate students as opposed to about 2,000. And it has a more even emphasis on teaching and research. So I will get to be doing a little more research than I do at St. Mary's with a little bit lighter of a teaching load. I will also have more students that I get to do research with and more time to spend in the lab. So I'm planning to continue my research doing biochemistry research into metabolic adaptations of metal bioremediating microbes. So basically bacteria that can remove toxic metals from the environment. We want to study the metabolism as they do so and what sort of special things they have going on for them. It was really exciting as part of the job application process for tenure-track positions. You go out and do an in-person interview where you have to give like a research proposal talk and a teaching demonstration. And so in my research proposal talk, the students were super engaged and it was so great. They were asking some fabulous questions. It's really cool. They have these like weekly chemistry seminars where the students have to present papers and projects to one another. And so they had me talk during the seminars. There are a lot of students there and they asked some really great questions. So that was exciting. I am very excited. It's like 90% excited, 10% terrified, but mostly excited. The thing I'm most nervous about is moving to Southern California as a Northern California girl. But thankfully it's close to the airport, so I'll be able to visit family really easily. So I want to give you a little more information about kind of the job application process for tenure track positions, because I know it can be a little like, going into it, I had no idea what to expect. Basically, it is like grad school applications, but way more intense. So it's a really stressful time because you're constantly on the edge waiting to get like emails and calls and stuff. But the basic thing is that similarly to grad school application, it kind of like has a cycle. And so job listings will typically go up. I don't know when they go up, maybe in like the summer. And then the applications are due in the fall or sometimes as late as like January or February, but most of them will be due, like, I think most of mine were due in like December at the latest. There were a couple in January. But then how it works is that you as part of that application. So first off, finding the applications. Chronicle Higher Education is really good. You can put alerts to get job alerts for different postings. So you can set different criteria so that you don't just get alerts for, say, like, I don't know, I did still get some really weird alerts for stuff that was totally outside of my expertise. But you can set alerts, and you can also get alerts. They also have listings for things like postdoc positions, research assistants, not all just tenure track positions. But if you want a tenure track position, then you just like click that little box and then you'll get alerts for tenure track positions. Then how it works is they typically have like an online application portal. You have to write a cover letter. And so at first I was like, a cover letter, is that just like a little paragraph? No, it's like multiple pages and like 1 or 2 pages. And you have to actually kind of give little like highlights that make them want to read your actual statements. And so then you have like a research statement, and you have a teaching philosophy statement, and then you might have a DEI statement, and then you have to like incorporate parts of those into your cover letter. So it's a long process. Give yourself lots of time. And in addition to that, then you have your CV, you have reference letters, and all that goes into your submitted kind of application. Then they go over those and they invite some people to do Zoom interviews, and then you do a Zoom interview with like the panel, and they'll typically record that so that people who weren't there but are on the selection committee can then go watch it. Then they will select people from the Zoom interviews to go to on-campus interviews. And then when you go to the on-campus interview, you basically give a talk about the research you would want to do and your like past research. So mine is kind of like one of the same for the most part. I talked a little bit about grad school and postdoc, but focused mainly on the work that I've been doing at St. Mary's that I would then continue at LMU. And additionally, they'll give you like a topic that you do a teaching demonstration for. And so like I had to give demonstrations on enzyme kinetics and on glycolysis, which are 2 of the things I love the most. So that was all exciting. I mean, like these were different places, but then you also have meetings, one-on-one meetings with various people. so various faculty members, maybe some HR stuff, housing. Then you have like lunch with students typically, dinners with faculty and staff, maybe a panel discussion. I don't know what else am I forgetting. Oh, like tours of the facility. So it's a long process. So it can be like 1 to 2 days, and be prepared. It's like nonstop go, but it's, for some reason there's like not much coffee. But anyway, so it's a long process, but it's really exhilarating, and so it's like up all day. And then you just wait again. And so there's a lot of waiting that goes into the job application process, and so it's really nice having things signed and finally be able to like mentally relax a little. So I start in August, and so I have 1 more semester at St. Mary's. I am so grateful to St. Mary's and to all of the support I've had as both a student and a faculty member, and I really credit St. Mary's with helping me get to where I am now, both helping me get to where I was and to where I am headed. So where I am and where I am headed. Basically, in undergraduate, I had very low self-esteem, and I had a professor, Dr. Vidya, I went into her office crying because I wanted to get involved in research, and I didn't think I could find a research professor who would work with me. And she convinced me to believe in myself, and she convinced me to have a little confidence in myself. She helped me find Dr. Jeff Sigmund, who served as a tremendous research mentor, and he pushed me to apply to research opportunities outside of St. Mary's over the summer, as well as to apply to prestigious graduate schools that I did not think that I would be qualified for. Similarly, these professors also pushed me to apply to universities that I didn't think I would be able to or competitive for whatever for teaching at when I went on the tenure-track application cycle circuit thing. And so I'm really glad that they did, and I am so glad that I found LMU. Everybody I met there, from the faculty, the staff, the students, as well as the facilities, oh my god, I've never seen such a pristine science building. It was all really, really incredible, and so I'm really excited to the transition, although it's a little scary, and although I'm really gonna miss my colleagues at St. Mary's, I really hope that we keep in touch. And I know that the people who I will be surrounded with are amazing. They've been nothing but welcoming as I do the onboarding process to formally begin at LMU in August. It's really exciting, and I'm already thinking about sort of the things that I'm going to purchase for my lab with my little startup, with my startup money. So they give you like a startup, places give you a startup package with like the money that you can use to then start your lab. And I don't know why I said little there. I didn't mean to imply it was little. It's definitely very, very generous. But that'll differ from place to place and things like that. But anyway, because LMU has a little bit more of a focus on the research than St. Mary's, it will get to have a little more resources to do the research. And so I am really excited about that. They have almost all the equipment that I could want. I'm actually going to be able to use an ACTA, like a bigger ACTA with more protein purification stuff. And so I'm actually talking with a rep today from Cytova, which is bringing back all sorts of grad school flashbacks, and good ones as opposed to those like scary ones from the application cycle that I was having during the application cycle. And so I just wanted to fill everybody in on what's going on, and thank you all for your support on this journey. And one of the great things too is that LMU is really supportive of the bumbling biochemist work, and so they actually had me bring it up to the students in my research talk, which I wasn't even going to do, but they wanted to make sure that the students knew about it, and they encouraged the students to actually go and use the resources. And speaking of resources, they're really into open access resources. They have developed open access general chemistry textbooks, and they're really into green chemistry and all those things that I'm really passionate about. And so they're also really passionate about science. And so all of it is just a really great place. And I think that it will be a great fit for me, no matter how hard it is. The things that I'll miss about St. Mary's, I am very confident and comfortable in my decision to accept this tenure track position at LMU. And I am excited to fill you in more on kind of as my journey continues. And so thank you again, everybody, for your support. And I truly am grateful for everyone who's helped me get this far. And it just feels like, oh my God, I made it. But don't feel bad if you didn't make it. First of all, there's a lot of luck involved in addition to a lot of hard work. And second, there's a lot of ways to make it in science. And so a tenure track position, especially one at like an undergraduate focused institution, that's just like one way to make it. And different people make it in different ways. So you can be a science writer, you can go into industry, you can go into policy. We need some policy people. You can do all sorts of different things with a science degree. And this was just my goal. And so I'm so grateful that I reached it. And I know that there's still a lot of hurdles ahead of me, all that tenure track and promotion stuff. But I feel like I will be at a place where I have the resources and support to help me achieve my goals. And I'm really excited to work with the faculty and students at LMU. And grateful for them for giving me that chance.